African Symbols of Goodwill by Credo Mutwa.
My friends, my story must here end, that others may continue it, maybe in future years, the God's willing.
Cultures and religions are largely defined by the symbols they use and venerate, and initiation into a particular symbol system helps to shape an individual's identity. Modern theories about the meanings and uses of symbols are derived largely from the pioneering work of Carl Gustav Jung. Jung concluded that not only are symbols of universal significance, but also that they play an important part in the psychic process that influences every aspect of human thought and endeavor. According to Jung, the individual is psychologically healthy when the conscious and unconscious minds are in dynamic balance. African symbolism, however, remains to a large extent an undiscovered key to the understanding of the psyche of the indigenous peoples of this dark continent. Dark and mysterious indeed. The revival of African symbolism has been inspired by South Africa's foremost spiritual leader, Credo Mutwa. In a recently launched community project, various aspects of African symbolism have been explored. The world richly expresses in visual form the belief and aspirations of African communities, dating back as far as the dawn of civilization itself. Symbols are profound expressions of human nature. They have occurred in all cultures at all times and have accompanied the development of civilizations. However, symbols are more than cultural artifacts. In their correct context, they still speak powerfully to us, simultaneously addressing our intellect, emotions, and spirits. Their study is the study of humanity itself.
Africa must be brought back.
The first symbol that we're going to look at today in Credo Mutwa's African Symbols of Goodwill is the symbol of communication, or in Zulu it's pronounced ukukhulumisana, and in Tswana it's pronounced terisano. At the top there are two human mouths that face each other, one on either side of a star. This symbolizes the creativity born between two human beings when they talk. The full moon, shining below the water, shows the healing power of dialogue and is flanked by symbols of growth. The second symbol is the symbol of equality, and in Zulu it is called ukulingana, and in Tswana it's called tekano. The sun is shining down on two men and two women. The men are represented by the pairs of triangles, one on top of the other, while the women are represented by diamond shapes. These people are all on the same level, joined by a bond of friendship which makes them equals and not rivals. Family, and in Zulu it's umdeni, and in Tswana it's lelapa. The unbroken rings encircling a hut and a child symbolize safety. The trees flanking it show the development and growth of the family. Under the circle is water, which represents fertility and life. In the center of the water symbol is the creative principle. Happiness, or in Zulu, Injabulu, and in Tswana, Botumelo. The fire of truth and love burns atop a smiling mouth while the sun shines over the three people, joined together in dance. This represents happiness, or more literally, good, happy dancing days. It can also mean be happy, have a good day. The symbols at the bottom represent growth and eternity. Love, in Zulu, Utando, Swane Lerato. The burning piece of wood represents the fire of truth and love. The moon and sun are joined in sacred marriage. The symbol of the Earth Mother is drawn horizontally with tails like a fish, showing that it has neither beginning nor end. It is flanked by 2 tall trees which symbolize growth. At the bottom is a knotted string representing 2 people linked by an unbreakable bond. Peace, and in Zulu, Ukutula, and in Swane, Khotso. The sun appears above 2 people, joined by a band. They are flanked by 2 trees representing growth, greenness, and beauty. An assegai lies on its side, buried under the earth. 3 signs of the Earth Mother emphasize the sanctity of the symbol. The huts embody the saying, "Help me build my village, and I will help you build yours." Prosperity, or in Zulu, Umkhebo, and in Swane, Kumo. The full moon is flanked by 2 crescent moons, representing the passage of time. Below this is a blossoming flower with 3 leaves growing from its stem. This represents growth and the sacred power of 3. The flower rests on the symbol of the earth, with water and fertility depicted at the bottom. Rain, in Zulu, Imvula, and in Swane, Pula. 3 stars are depicted above the symbol of the sky, from which water flows. Below this is the sun, flanked by diamond-shaped symbols of life. Underneath is grass, the image of growth, and the symbol for eternity. Tomorrow, in Zulu, Kusasa, in Swane, Mamoso. The sun is rising above the mountains, below which life and regeneration are represented by the diamond shape, the 2 trees and the water. Together, these stand for the idea of tomorrow. Building, in Zulu, Ukwakwa, in Swane, Kaho. Building is a healing art. At the top, the moon appears in 3 different phases, illustrating the passage of time. Below the huts is a hole for digging foundations, and flanking it are 2 trees which represent growth. The diamond shapes symbolize the great Earth Mother. Youth, guardians of the future. In Zulu, Abalindi Bengomuso. In Swane, Babaloke Babokamoso. The young person, standing on top of the mountains, reaches to the sun. Mountains symbolize the future, while the 2 plants flanking them represent growth. Below the water signifies progress and eternity. An old song states, "The young ones are the guardians of future days." Knowledge, in Zulu, Ulwazi, in Swana, Tsebo. The arc represents the top of a human skull. Below this, a shining star with rays of light issuing from it is flanked by 2 symbols of light, implying that knowledge is creative and alive.
Africa must be brought back